Please be seated. As we begin, I'd like to welcome home those of you celebrating your 50th reunion. Welcome home to Gallaudet. I'd like to also welcome everyone who is here for the homecoming festivities. It's a very special time, of course, during homecoming week that we celebrate this occasion. It's a little difficult for me at times standing here before you because I know all of our special guests, friends, and family members are gathered here. All of you who are here to honor our very special class of 1969. And so with that, you might find me addressing the class more so than others in the audience today because they are certainly well deserving of this attention. We do have technology available on both sides of the room for you to be able to watch what's happening on the stage. This is indeed a very special day for the class of 1969. For 16 years in a row, we have held this very special ceremony here at Gallaudet. This ceremony is the Gallaudet University Alumni Emeriti Club Induction Ceremony. This is an opportunity for us to honor all of you. We honor you for all that you have done since your graduation from this university. And now we welcome you home to this place where you first began your career and your work 50 years ago. We hope that today will be a memorable one for you and that you will continue your leadership, your work, and engagement with Gallaudet in the years coming. Thank you so much for being with us here today. I have to say, this is one of my most favorite events as president of Gallaudet. As of today, Gallaudet has awarded 681 medallions. And as we award each of you with your medallions today, and I shared this with those of you gathered at lunch, and I'd like to do so with the others. As we award this medallion today, it's significant for two reasons. Each individual receiving this medallion has a story that's brought them to where they are today. And I'd like to ask others to be curious throughout the weekend as you spend time with this class, asking them to share their stories, to hear about what they've been through and their life experiences. As president of Gallaudet University, as I see classes show up for their 50th anniversary, it represents your loyalty and your commitment to this great institution. This is indeed a gift to all of us as we welcome you home. Your loyalty and your commitment to this university is something we recognize, and it is very meaningful to all of us. So as we welcome them home for their 50th reunion, we might note that a number of things have changed over the years, and I'd like to share some of those things with all of you. So first, let's talk about enrollment. Back in 1969, I wonder if you remember how many students were in your class back in the day. And this is a total of undergraduate students. The total number of enrolled students back in 1969 here at Gallaudet University. Someone is saying 1,000, 1,100. In fact, it was 1,116 students who were enrolled at the university in 1969. And today, there are 1,722 students enrolled at Gallaudet, so you see our numbers have grown over the years. And now to share some class statistics with you. Of the numbers of you who came, how many of you ended up completing your time here at graduation? There were 103 who graduated. And in the graduate program, 32 students graduated back in 1969. Do you remember how much you paid to come to the university? What was your tuition back then? Some of you were saying it wasn't very much. $1,400, $1,800. Actually, tuition, room and board was $1,450. $1,450. Now compare that to these days. Any ideas of how much it costs nowadays? It's about $31,000, $31,138. And that includes tuition, room, and board for an entire year. So let's talk a moment about the majors that were offered here. Back in 1969, does anyone remember how many majors were available to students? Well, there were 19 undergraduate majors, 19 undergraduate, and 2 graduate programs, just 2. Now compare that to today. Now we have 29 undergraduate majors. There are 21 graduate programs. So we've gone from 2 to 21, and 7 doctoral programs. You know, back in 1969, we're a 4-year university, a college back then. Gallaudet University, in fact, just this year, under the classification system, referred to as the Carnegie classification system. This is a system that acknowledges colleges and distinguishes those institutions that are colleges, universities, and other sorts of ways to distinguish one from the other. Gallaudet has advanced to an RT2 university, which signifies the research that's conducted at this university. So great strides have been made over the years. So you might wonder, how many buildings were here back when you were students? Does anyone remember? I see 10, I see 20. There were 26 buildings back in 1969, and as you walked around today, any guesses as to how many buildings we have now? Too many to count, someone's saying? There are actually now 44 buildings. So we've doubled the number of buildings over the years. So I'm not going to have the class respond, but who signed the diplomas of the students who graduated in 1969? Someone's saying Lyndon B. Johnson, but correct, it was Richard M. Nixon instead. Every alum who graduates from Gallaudet knows exactly who signed their diploma, so it's not fair to me to ask the class of '69. Others might not know that answer, because I'm sure those of you who graduated and received your diplomas back then know exactly who signed them. What about extracurricular activities? What sorts of opportunities were available to you after your classes? There was the Men's Athletic Association, the Women's Athletic Associations. There was Dramatics Club, there was Literary Society, Movie Club. It sounds kind of interesting. I wonder if the movies back then were captions? Were they captioned movies? Special caption films that they showed back in the day? Oh, the big 6mm. 16mm. There was also a photo club, a Kolhan Club. Do you all remember the Kolhan Club? Any recollection? No? And there were other various religious organizations and fraternities and sororities. So nowadays, we have over 20 different opportunities for students to get involved in a variety of extracurricular activities. Sports have changed, of course, over the years, probably less so than other things, but in 1969, do you remember how many sports were available to male students here? Someone says 5. Well, there were actually 7 different athletic opportunities. There was football, cross country, soccer, basketball, swimming, wrestling, and track. For women, how many sports were available to you? I'm impressed that there were women's sports back here in 1969, 50 years ago. How many sports were available to women back then? Any guesses from the class? Someone says basketball. I see the number 4. You're right. There were 4 sports available back then. So the women, well, let me look here again. There were 4 sports. There was field hockey. So as I remember, I think it was your class also had ice hockey, or was that later? Oh, that actually was a club, I'm being told. That was not an official sport, so this is just actual sports teams rather than clubs. So the women had 4 athletic opportunities. There was field hockey. That's no longer a sport that's available here. Basketball, volleyball, and swimming. Now today, and tennis club, right? Somebody's mentioned there was a tennis club. The men today have 7 different sports. And we've added to what was held earlier. We've dropped wrestling and added basketball. So, of course, we don't wrestle here at Gallaudet these days. And for the women, we've gone from 4 sports to 7 now. And what's been added has been soccer, softball, cross country, and we no longer have field hockey available. So we can certainly see how time has changed, and yet Gallaudet has remained steadfast. As you have increased in your life experiences, Gallaudet as well has embarked upon a journey over its time. And we are here today to once again connect with one another. We see you have certainly benefited from the liberal arts education that has carried you well throughout your life's journey. We see this displayed in your accomplishments. We've seen how many of you have gone on to receive advanced degrees. You're working in careers, have become very significant leaders, in fact, in your local communities, nationally, and especially your involvement here at Gallaudet University. You have, in fact, set standards for today's students to strive for. You are the living story about what our students can be, and so much more that's available to them. Their success rests on your shoulders. It's because of you that they are now able to elevate themselves to higher levels, to achieve more than ever was before expected. And for that, we are very grateful to all of you. The medallion you receive today is our symbol, and a symbol to all of you of our promise that we've made to one another to continue this work together. That work that began when you arrived here at Gallaudet and that has continued throughout the last 50 years. We are here today renewing our promise to one another to do that very thing. On this 50th anniversary, we recognize individuals here, especially individuals who have been serving the university for a number of years, and one of those individuals is our provost, who has announced for her plans to step down from that position. And if I may, Provost, may I share a few words about that here today with our audience. Our provost, Carol Erding, Dr. Carol Erding, shared with myself and a couple of other students just before we began today that she was just learning sign language back in 1969. And back then, there were no official classes. There were no deaf studies that were offered. But it took someone who believed in sign language, believed that what they were seeing in the community, in this very rich community, had something to offer. And so she wanted to involve herself in the community to learn and better understand about this community. And your generation welcomed her with open arms. Your willingness to teach her, to give her opportunities to join clubs, to interact with her, to share with her all that you knew. That sharing has led to a 41-year-long career here at Gallaudet, where she has been a faculty member, a researcher. She started working with William Stokey in the ASL Language Lab. And so today is a very special day for Dr. Erding. This is her last Emeriti Club induction ceremony. And that being the case, we wanted to recognize our provost, because this is indeed a very special day for her as well. Today we begin our celebration, and on behalf of Gallaudet University, I want to thank each and every one of you in the class of 1969 for your contributions as proud alum of this university. Without you, we would not be the great institution that we are today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we gather here, how does it feel to be back home? Feels great, right? This is also a very special day for many of us, and for myself as well. I remember being here in 2007 in honor of my father. He had been here for 60 years at that time, and he said he must come to this event. He died with his medallion on. It was that important to him. So I remember that day. I'm going to get mine in 5 more years from now, in my class celebration, my 50th class celebration. This year is 45 years for me. I would like to thank Gallaudet University for establishing the Alumni Emeriti Club program as part of its annual Gallaudet Homecoming celebration. This medallion is special in so many ways. As I mentioned earlier, it is a collection that is very, very significant. I have been to many chapters in the United States, California, Florida, GUAA chapters all over Texas. Many of the events, the alumni come wearing their medallions. It's not like this is something that will be put in a drawer or hung on a wall. I can see some of you over here with your medallions. It is very, very symbolic to each and every one that receives a medallion. So I want Gallaudet University to understand the value and the connection that we all have with Gallaudet and how we wear it as a valuable person, as part of the GUAA community. How many students have come to Gallaudet University? Regardless if they actually graduated or not, since 1864, how many students have been to Gallaudet University? Would you guess 10,000, 12,000, 30,000? It's actually 22,000. 22,000 people, and the numbers keep growing. How those numbers grow is from the responsibility that all of us take here at Gallaudet University in order to keep the existence of Gallaudet very much alive. It's been 50 years for the class of 1969. And I want to talk a little bit about this medallion. This is the very medallion this class will receive. On the front is the tower clock. The tower clock is central and symbolic to this university. And it says Alumni Emeriti Club across the top, and along the bottom there are 13 stars. On the back of this medallion is the Gallaudet seal. This college was established in 1864, again, with 13 stars, representing the 13 original American colonies that then became part of the United States of America. Can I put this on now? Oh, I can't get mine yet. I gotta wait 5 more years. Okay. This class will be receiving their medallions today, and I now turn it over to the next presenter. Thank you very much. Welcome. I am the president of the student body government of Gallaudet University. My name is Brad. It's truly inspiring to see the class of 1969 here today. In 30 years, I will be sitting in your stead. In 50 years, I will be sitting in your stead. On behalf of the students, we want to thank you for being excellent role models. Each and every one of you are an inspiration that inspires current students today to be part of Gallaudet University, and we thank you for that. Thank you for the continued legacy that you bestow and that promise that you now give to us. Your dedication to Gallaudet Alumni Association and to the scholarships that our current students receive, we very much are grateful for. Congratulations. This is a huge honor and milestone. Please share your stories with us. Over the weekend, we'd love to hear your stories. Thank you for being here.
As Provost of Gallaudet University, and on the recommendation of the university, President Cordano, I have the honor of presenting you the Gallaudet alumni members, 50-plus member years. Will all of the alumni members of the Gallaudet University Alumni Emeriti Club please stand and remain standing. The following alumni members have met their requirements for their affiliation with the university as alumni members for 50 years or more.
It is my great honor to recognize the alumni members of 50 years or more with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities to be members of the Gallaudet University Alumni Emeriti Club.
When your class, year, and name are called, please come forward to receive your medallion from President Roberto Cordano. Please be seated. Class of 1954. Betty D. O'Rourke.
Before I give you my medallion, I'd like you to face the audience here and have everyone help us celebrate your 90th birthday.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. my favorite student.
Happy birthday. It's good to see you. Class of 1968, Jack Olston.
Congratulations. I realized something special.
Class of 1969, Cheryl Henderson Olston.
Congratulations. And now I'd like to have a picture with both of you.
Edward J. Abercrombie. Nancy L. Abbott.
I wish my mom was here.
She is. Mary McCrae Anderson. Carol Adolphison Arneson. Patricia Johnson Daly. Carlton Bierquist. Kevin A. Bianco. Randall K. Beiser.
It's hard to believe it.
Congratulations. John M. Bradley. Laura Olsen Breisel. Marianne Smith Bistricki. Virginia M. Carter. Teresa B. Cassis. Geraldine Long Chapman. Joanne Intandola Christensen. Brenda Althouse Cook. Ellen Lewinsky Cook. Richard A. Sabi. James J. Cummins.
And now we're honoring your wife next, so let's get a picture with her.
Nancy Chop Cummins. Philip Daniels. Donna F. Drake.
Got a little too excited there.
Henry B. Evans.
Go President Nixon.
Barbara Gossman Fairwood. I made it. Finally. Fred Friedman. Stuart J. Gerles.
That is very heavy.
Rochelle I. Gillis. Jane Wilson Golightly.
I made it, finally. I'm always sitting in the audience. Now it's my turn to finally get my medallion. Thank you for all you do at Gallaudet.
Thank you. Judy D. Go.
I think I need one more. So maybe if you do another 50 years, we'll give you a second one.
Charlene Schmidt Hanny. I didn't think I was going to live to this. I'm surprised I'm still alive. Barry P. Harlan.
I'm so excited.
Bruce L. Harris. Ronald L. Herbold.
Seems like you have a fan club out there.
I do. Betty D. Hicks.
Finally.
Thank you. Margaret Austin Hollingshead. This is a blessing. Elizabeth Hill Holst. Barbara Brown Husted. Marjorie L. Hyatt. Andrew Lazarick.
It's really nice.
Diane Foster Lessing.
Don't forget the picture.
Melvin K. Long. Francis Manzella Marzoff. Michael B. Marzoff.
Certainly a proud moment for you. How about we do a picture together for another 50 years together?
47, actually.
Oh, 47. That's impressive.
David G. McDavid. Karen Brill McKenna. Aura Slinko McClellan. Carol Gresco Moreau.
When were the two of you married?
1 year later,
1 year
1970.
afterwards. Okay, so you've been married 49 years.
April 1970, yep.
That's wonderful. You'd like to wait here for your husband?
William W. Moreau.
So that makes 49 years for the two of you now. 49 years they've been married.
Yep, next year it'll be 50 years.
Consider an earliest anniversary wish to the two of you here.
Very true. Mark A. Nathanson.
I owe so much thanks to my mother who has passed away, and my father who has also passed away. My sister has passed away as well. And I'm taking this now in honor of my family who no longer are with me. My wife also, who is here.
Janet Spicer Nobleman. Charles E. Owen. Melvin D. Pedersen. Larry R. Puthoff. Janet Anderson Pyers.
We'll have you wait here for your other half.
Paul S. Pyers.
I've met previous presidents, and now my opportunity to meet you. How many years have you been married? 41 years they've been married. I think there's something about this class, having met here and then getting married, and so many wonderful success stories.
Jeanette Plestachik Shapat.
You're both born in Wisconsin.
Doris Fowler Schwartz.
May I say a few words?
I'm really proud to receive these medallions from the first deaf woman female president. So thank you for inspiring me.
Thank you for those lovely words. It's honestly my honor.
Hartmut to Bear.
I never lost my hearing, but clearly I lost my hair. It's on this campus. Anybody find it?
Tomlinson.
Finally. Forever young.
Thomas A. Von Bergen. Sue Storts Weber.
I made it. I forgot.
Kenneth C. Weiss. George R. Westenberger.
It was a long, long wait, and now finally it's here.
Terrence M. Wingert.
Finally made it. Never thought I'd be here. And you're
You have
here. Many stories to tell.
Congratulations being our first female president. I enjoy your comments. You have impressed me very much.
Thank you.
Michael D.
When is you?
Yarish.
Oh, next year.
So happy you're here with us. Thank you for being here. She's making me beautiful.
You are beautiful. Betty Byron I. Zimmerman.
Hang on, I think I forgot to brush my teeth. And I think we'll wait for your other half to join us up here before we do our photo.
Shirley Lax Zimmerman.
I
Thank
thank
you.
God for you being here, looking after our students. Thank you for being here for everyone. I think it is very fitting that this class has the most couples, I think, that I awarded medallions to, and that we end the awarding of the medallions with yet another couple. My teeth okay?
All right. It is my pleasure to announce that you are now official members of the fine prestige alumni group, the Gallaudet University Alumni Emeriti Club. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. I feel so special and honored to wear this medallion, an acknowledgement of 50 years for all of us, alumni, Gallaudet University, Emeriti Club. We want to thank Gallaudet University for just a wonderful liberal arts education, great faculty members, and longtime connections that are still in place today after all these years. I always look forward to coming back home, knowing that we will meet each other again and our families after sometimes 20, 25 years, 40 years, and now 50 years plus. That every time we come together, we tell stories and remember, and sometimes tell stories that were long forgotten. We're building a community of all of us together over all these years. The campus has changed immensely. Just wonderful memories of many years coming to Gallaudet University. Those memories are even more cherished today. All of our stories. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for everything. Welcome home to Gallaudet. Written by William Madsen. William J. Madsen. William J. Madsen, class of 1952, who wrote this in 2004 in honor of the members of the Gallaudet University Emeriti Club members. Welcome, come home to Gallaudet, you student in Old Grand. In 50 years or more, remember all you had. Look back to the days here, the days that saw you grow. Now we take Ubers. No matter how young, even 50 years ago, remember, with a kind heart, looking back at memories of all the things that we have done, your journey and all the things you have done since, pursuing your goals, having new goals, honoring your everlasting heritage. Come home to Gallaudet, your alma mater true. Relive your days of yore and recall the buff and blue. Donna Drake, SPG president, unexpected landslide victory. Woo! Stroll around the green and marvel at the sights. The legend, old and new, the blending, bringing visual delights. Some of the buildings that are no longer, and the beautiful buildings that are now new, all blend together. Look at these memories, they will never fade. We all love Gallaudet. We come home to these programs, bringing our memories, receiving the medallions as we line up and tell our stories with our songs and our poems. We even more embrace all of you. Congratulations. That concludes our programming. And before we disperse, we must have a class photo. The photographer, Dick Moore, will come up forward and coordinate the arrangements. After the photo is taken, then you are free to go. So I welcome to the stage Dick Moore.